I'd like to tell you a true story. It's called Dotty and Goliath. So many myths have been forgotten in their origin. The facts were either twisted or wiped out, retold to suit the times. And one such myth is David and Goliath. That story never happened. What did occur was this. Goliath was a Philistine who lived high on a hill. He was a warrior, which meant he loved to fight, to kill. This was his sport, his favourite kind of thing. He liked to disembowel, draw out the jelly of an eye, swipe off a head, sip the warm blood, and spit it on the ground. He relished this, and all who knew Goliath, the Philistine, feared him and his bloodthirsty ways. One day he came down to the valley of Elah and called out to the Israelites, "You yellow-livered poofters to a man, come out of your dark caves, crawl from behind your mother's skirts. I'm waiting on the front line. Send me your strongest man to fight, and we'll soon see who's best." His pressing call day after day fell on the silent pastures of the valley. The Israelites were trembling. No man was ready yet to offer up his body, see it cut and quartered, reduced to blubber and a pile of bones. No man was brave enough to think this was a good idea. But even trembling men need feeding, and Dorothea was there to heat the broth. Dorothea, from the Hebrew Hellenic shores, petite, black sparkling eyes and ruby lips. "Just call me Dotty," she was apt to say. She liked that name, chose to be called that way. "Oh, Dotty, Dotty," the men would say. One dawn, as Goliath bellowed from the line with great impatience, Dotty had had enough. "If none of you will go," she scorned the men, "then I will go, and I will fell that loudmouth." The Israelites said, "No, no, you cannot do it. You are a tiny little thing, just a little woman." "Small I may be," Dotty replied with dignity, "but I am not afraid, and that is more than I can say of you." A sneering lad from the back squawked up, "Let her go. She thinks she is so marvellous. Let her learn." "I do not live in fear," said Dotty with a glare at Fatty. She took her kitchen knife and wiped it clean and waved it at the men. "Watch this," she said, and hoisting up her skirts, she strode out to the Philistines, black hair like billowing clouds upon the breeze. "What the hell is this?" exclaimed the Philistine. "What is this woman doing here in male terrain?" "I have come to fight you," said Dotty with a smile. "Draw up your sword and be prepared." And with that, all Goliath's men were rolling on the ground with mirthless laughter. I said, "Draw up your sword," repeated Dotty, her smile now gone. "I have no need to do that, pretty little thing," patronized the Philistine. "I could kill you with a little finger. Ha ha ha. Draw up your little finger so," she said, in deadly tone. And walking up to him, she stabbed him in the heart, and he dropped down, and he was dead. Pride came before the fall, said Dotty to the Philistines, who stopped their mirthless laughter and said, "My God, the bitch has done him in. I don't believe it." One by one, the Israelites emerged, tiptoeing forward. "Has she killed Goliath? Impossible! A little dame like that without a notion must be drunk." Eventually they drew their heavy eyelids up, and then they knew it. Dotty had done the deed, and there was lots of cheering from the crowd of men, and lots of, "Oh, how mighty are the Israelites!" But later they forgot that Dotty was the heroine, and soon they called her David. And the Philistines agreed because there was less shame in it. That, my dear friends, is a true story. It has been hidden for a long time, as often is the truth.